Prime Minister Scott Morrison is facing hard-hitting questions from New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern as the countries meet at the Pacific Islands Forum in Tuvalu.
Ms Ardern has challenged the Prime Minister to explain Australia's position on climate change. Climate change, of course, taking centre stage at the regional conference with accusations Australia is not doing enough.
Flying into a country at the forefront of climate change. And a key battleground issue at this year's Pacific Islands Forum in Tuvalu. Scott Morrison is the first Australian Prime Minister to set foot in Tuvalu since 1984, and there was a highly symbolic welcome.
Hello.
Greeted by local children submerged in water, representing the nation's vulnerability to rising sea levels. Climate change is a serious issue in the Pacific. Last year, Australia joined Pacific nations declaring that it's the greatest security threat in the region. And Australia this week announced a $500 million climate resilience fund for the Pacific.
If you're going to step up, you've got to show up. And Australia's going to show up. And we're not just going to show up here, we're going to show up for the hard conversations, the good conversations, the family conversations.
And there will be plenty of hard conversations over the coming days. Despite the extra funding announcement, Australia is still facing pressure from Pacific leaders to do more domestically to tackle climate change. But the Morrison government is pushing back, intent to have any references to the phasing out of coal removed from the final communique that forum leaders will sign following their retreat. Jacinda Ardern won't say if New Zealand will side with its trans-Tasman neighbour or with Pacific nations wanting to hold the use of coal.
We will take a principled position on behalf of New Zealand. We all have to take responsibility ourselves. My reference was to the fact that Australia has to answer to the Pacific. That is a matter for them.
Australia's position has already been made very clear, but it could very well undermine a key diplomatic push, Scott Morrison's Pacific step-up. Jackson Williams, Sky News, Tuvalu.